the actual little numbers that's behind it. But I'm your boy on YouTube.
Kind of dope, really.
Yeah. I'm building up a few little platforms. Like one has no face. I have 2 platforms on YouTube with no face. And then I got one that has my face on it, but I'm not really dropping any of my links. I'm just being organic and seeing who rocks with it.
Right.
Kind of as like a sample group. And then I got a few other ones that I'm thinking about dropping with more structure. Like I got some videos recorded that were originally for the classes. That can actually be NFTs, right? So I'm thinking about dropping some educational content as the only way for you to access the NFT, and possibly centralizing that on one network. Because my main thing is ease of access, right? So like with Para, yes, you can access OpenSeas, but you can actually just interact with the platforms that allow you to sell NFTs, like Algo Gems, for example. And that's a little bit more, I feel like, user friendly, especially if you're just a general investor. You're looking to make sure that you have the most leverage. So we got other ways for you to utilize your tokens, staking, liquidity pools. But then the NFTs just being a plug into that just seems to make more sense to me, bro. I don't know. That's how I don't really over diversify in terms of platform usage. Usually I'll find a platform that allows me to do the most. You feel me? And I'll just grind it out from there. You see what I'm saying? Like OpenSea was the best option, but then I found I got a Leo, and then I also have it's a Leo wallet. So I have some NFTs from Leo that came from Coinbase.
You know, the Leo wallet.
Stuck it up, huh?
There's a whole thing with the Leo and the Brave wallet. They've got browser and all kinds of shit. It's actually pretty cool. I'm glad you brought that one up. How familiar are you with it?
I'm not familiar with the narrative, like what their innovation purpose is, like what they're doing. I understand their white paper, so like I see what the project is made for. However, I'm not up to date. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure what the, partnership perspectives are. I'm not as in depth with it as I am with Algorand, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the reason I was asking is because I'm also kind of just touching the surface on that, and but I did download the wallet, and I do have the browsers and everything. It seems kind of pretty. It seems dope, really. So
How long have you had it? Because I've had it
not
for
very
about
long.
5 months now, so I've been playing with it for 5
Yeah, not
months.
even that long.
Okay.
You might be a little farther along than I am.
Yeah, I mean, I've pretty much looked for the same type of platforms that we have on Algorand. So they have different extensions and third parties, websites that they use to host different functions using their crypto. So like I found their wormhole, I found the swap, and then I found the NFT collections place as well. So they were giving rare NFTs for a limited time. And I had some Coinbase rewards at the time, so I was just like, all right, let me see how much it is, like transaction fees, how much it is to move Leo around, and it only cost me
Man,
like,
I'm mad at Coinbase again.
why?
Man, I don't know what they got going on. It's
Holding funds, I bet.
yeah, okay. I had to update the debit card, and as soon as I updated the debit card, all of my limits went down to like $300 or something. So right now, I can't onboard anything through Coinbase. Like, and now I have zero. So it went down to like 325 was my limit. I'm like, what is that? And from like 2,000 to 325, and now it's like zero limit because I'd already spent that 325. And I'm like, it's crazy. And now I'm trying to log into it, and it keeps telling me that my pass key is not it's not valid or authentic. I'm like, it's the same exact pass key that I've been using since I set the account up.
I
It's
understand.
ridiculous.
I understand. And I'm having problems actually contacting them. So I went through all of the steps and I actually tried to call them because I had to update my ID. And the ID pretty much, it was like they wouldn't let me take a picture of it. It said it wasn't accepted or whatever. And I was like, all right, well, it's updated. So let me call them, right? I called the number, I stayed on the wait line, and then the automated voice said, if you need help signing in, you feel me, refer to our website. Goodbye. I'm like, gee, the website says call y'all. You guys say refer to the website. All right, I haven't been able to find a physical person yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try through the email next.
It's all automated now. That's why everything's screwed up.
I'm gonna try through the email next
Make
though.
it easy in some cases, but
Well, here's my thing though, right? Let's talk about that in relation to NFTs because this is NFT Tuesday.
Sure.
Um,
That's the on topic.
right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? In relation to that though, using the people that's in the network already that have crypto. So just like we're having issues with Coinbase, I feel like NFTs could plug that gap. Have you explored different ways that we could utilize NFTs? You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
absolutely.
To kind of like communicate with each other or to kind of like pretty much do banking with each other, right? Because if you
Just
can't
like an
access
exchange.
Coinbase, yeah, pretty much. If you can't access Coinbase, but you got 50 homies with $10,000 a piece in Coinbase, you only need to use what 5,000 or so. Let's say you can send them the cryptocurrency direct. That's peer to peer,
Yeah. They just peer to peer straight to them, and then they can Apple Pay, they can Venmo, they can Cash App, they can do anything.
right?
Private banking, like on another level. It's amazing.
So, are you using NFTs with that information in like tandem?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do that all the time. Matter of fact, me and Naeem just did it yesterday. You know.
Hmm.
Matter
How
of fact, I
so?
think me and you the day before. You know what I'm saying? It's like you was like, hey, shoot me this and I'll shoot you that. We did the exchange, it was like 2 minutes. You know,
True.
you're all the way across the country. We had the whole transaction, both transactions settled in 2 minutes.
Yeah, and that's
Done.
actually very interesting.
From a
Yeah.
phone, from a text message to hey, you got this to done 2 minutes later. All the
So
way
same
across.
thing with NFTs, right? Like I haven't found too many exchanges where like, okay, here's my thing, right, Chris? And I'm gonna be real with you guys. This is NFT Tuesday. When I purchase an NFT, outside of Block Cycle and being able to stake them, I haven't found too many other utilities outside of people that's creating NFTs. You see?
That's because I don't know if people are just now waking up to the possibilities and utilities of NFTs as far as like, real world utilization, or if they were just waiting on somebody else to do it first. That's what I think. Because now you
Mm.
got BNY Mellon, which is like, you don't know anything about them, then read up on them. They are definitely going big into tokenization. So what do you think they're going to use? Right, they're going to use that. Now, Larry Fink, the guy that told you Bitcoin was a scam for 20, like for the last 10 years, is now like pushing for tokenization of bonds and tokenization of real estate. I'm just all in for it. Like I watched the interview, it's ridiculous. So it's like, dude, you got like we don't remember. Like now, if y'all don't know who he is, just look up BlackRock.
You know what I'm saying? And but here's another thing too, right? Because me and JoJo were talking about just the ease of access and how people now are starting to wake up to the possibilities of what their money can do, but still not understanding NFTs, right? So we went over the website, over the Meta Environmental Exchange, just to make sure it was a little bit easy for y'all to understand what was going on, and also to you know what I'm saying, get into it and get some of those asset assistance services, right? So when you're purchasing NFTs, now these things actually have a representation for you, and it's a non-taxable transaction until you're cashing those things out. Now, if you're donating or purchasing a good or a product or a service, that's still something that you can classify as a write-off, right? So you're still getting a service. You have a payment plan. You have an access point, but it's literally just making it more accessible. Just how we're sending different transactions across the country in 2 seconds, less than 2 minutes in reality. Um, we also have that
You
access
never get
with
that done with
NFTs.
Western Union, right?
I didn't hear you.
I said you never get that done with Western Union. You never get that done with a MoneyGram. You never get that done with even a wire transfer is going to take longer. That's literally that's the fastest, quickest, most secure, and instant way to send money or transact. Period. Like I
Mm-hmm.
literally, what's your actual address? Boom, done. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's simple.
And
What's
that's
the
one of those
address?
things.
And
One
honestly,
address and set the name.
the Algorand blockchain is by far the fastest and the most like easy chain to trade on. I don't care what anybody says.
So you agree with
Hell,
that?
I trade
Okay.
on them
So
all. I
cool.
do them all, and Algorand is instant, bro. It's like 4 seconds. It's there. It's done. If you're going with Ethereum, yeah, Ethereum's got a bunch of utilities. Yeah, you can use it here and there and there and here, but you're still waiting 10 minutes. You're spending $2 and you're waiting 5, 10 minutes. I hate that. I don't know about you, but when I sign that transaction and I know it's left my wallet and I got that little, I'm sitting there waiting on the thing to spin or waiting on it to hit the other side. Oh, I'm nervous as hell. I hate it. I already know somebody's got it every time.
Yeah, yeah. And that's usually how I feel with like higher gas fees, because it's still not a 100% chance that, you know what I'm saying, because you're sending a small amount, your gas fees are going to be lower. Like, no, it's really dependent on the market and different actions in the market, and it's just how the smart contract is written in a lot of cases to make sure that the blockchain can sustain itself. So the way that it's built, that's why we're using Algorand, I feel like. But that's why I wanted to
That's
ask you
definitely
straight
why
up,
I'm
like, have you found any other ways? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I use the MetaMask, which is like a
Hmm.
multi-chain wallet, and the best wallet actually, it's pretty good too. You can actually link both of those together, and then you can import like your other wallet. You can link your Binance and your Coinbase accounts to it, to where
Hmm.
like your Coinbase, whatever you have on your Coinbase, will actually show up in your MetaMask portfolio. It's actually pretty cool. And then you can use the Folk Finance Exchange with the MetaMask, which is basically like using the Folk Finance we use already with the Algorand tokens, but we get to use Avalanche, um, Ethereum, uh, like a bunch of other chains. I think Polygon and all of those. So it's just like Folk
Hmm.
Finance cross chain.
So can you do the
But
same
I'm gonna tell
thing?
you
Like,
what,
what's
it was
up?
rough at first, man, because when you connect your wallet with the MetaMask, you got multi chains. So you have to go through. It's got some of them set up by default. So when you connect the wallet, it connects. But then there's other chains like the Avalanche chain and a few others that like you'll have to go in when you connect the wallet to whatever platform you're using. You got to go in and hit the little edit button and choose which. I always just select all that way. I don't leave one out. But I had like
Okay.
$900 stuck on the Avalanche chain trying to use it on the X chain. I could see it in the wallet; it was there. And then when I would try to like connect it, say I didn't have the gas fee. What do you mean there's $900 for the Avalanche? How do I not have the gas fee for Avalanche? It didn't make no sense. And it was just because when I connected it, I didn't go through and edit and toggle the fucking Avalanche chain on. That's it. That's it.
Hmm.
And like it was stressing me out for
So
like 2
okay.
days. It made me so mad. But yeah,
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It
MetaMask is
would.
cool. It's and you know, you can bring in over your NFTs. You can link the best wallet to the MetaMask, and then the best wallet is actually probably one of my favorites right now because it's got this upcoming tokens like, and it's just nothing but pre-sales and like launches that are coming up and that are going on. That's how I like got in on the Salaxy, and there's a few other that are pretty dope. So that's a good place to go looking for like pre-sales and everything. And keep in mind, anytime we're talking about tokens, I was talking about NFTs. Like they're all an NFT.
That's a powerful thing. So yeah, non-fungible tokens. So because it's a token and you can transmit it across the value, because you have that metadata too, you would think a
Mm-hmm.
lot more people would be able to just encode or just add things to the NFTs as a way to get things done. Um, from an
Which
administrative point, yeah,
they can.
paperwork's too, right? Documents and things of the sort. So that's one of those things that I'm looking to incorporate more into businesses now. Now that I'm kind of understanding more about NFTs, because this is something I want people to understand. Like I've been in the crypto space for a good minute. Like 2015, I got enthusiastic, but I didn't really get actually funds to get into it until like 2019, 2021. So learning more about NFTs at scale for me is definitely one of those things where it's like, what can I add to my services and products that already exist? So now that I'm learning more, the opportunities are opening up. You know what I'm saying? So just being able to talk about this openly, like for example, businesses can send documents to their head offices back and forth in an instant with all of the information and a rebate, and actually have some funds attached to that too. You see what I'm saying? You could stake your NFTs.
Right. And then think about this: all of the services now that you have to go and hire an attorney for, right? Like you can literally do all with NFT. Like you don't have to go and file this because you already have like a record. That's basically, you know, when you're filing things, you're just putting it on like public record, basically. Right. So
Mm-hmm.
I've already got a public record. The smart contract, like, you know, the NFT is stated in the metadata. This is what it's for. Like, this is what it is. And then you have to opt in and you have to accept those NFTs, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just the same as an electronic signature, which is just the same as a wedding signature. So it's all done for you. No more attorney. So that's probably why people ain't too happy about it. I know that I'm seeing that immediately. I'm like, oh look, you know, now we don't have to go. to an attorney to get this paperwork drawn up to go do this, which I didn't do that anyway. I do my own. But most people do. They have to go and hire an attorney to go file some paperwork, which is basically just admitting income.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Anyway, now you can do it all yourself and it's done for you. So you get the attorney done for you without having to actually go to the attorney and become one yourself.
And that's one of those things, right? So just because JoJo not here, I gotta show you guys this. I'm finna share my screen real quick. Can my screen you see my screen?
Yeah, I think let me make sure that you'll be co-host.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just making sure you can see it. If you can see it, then we
Oh
good.
yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
Okay, beautiful. So by collecting these NF trees, you see what I'm saying? This is directly what JoJo teaching you guys about NFTs and teaching us really pretty much how to apply them. This is an example, but it's also something that you can go and mess with for yourself. You guys, this is the tree royalty sets. These things not only help you jump into the movement where you can not only learn more about it, but also earn carbon tax credits, right? So these services can be attached to different things that have other use cases and maximize it, something that's trackable for you. You don't need to do too much data entry when it's all on a ledger, right? Just go back and write it down for yourself if you need to. Same thing with the tax credits, right? How would you account for all of the tax credits? Your NF trees, right? So we also have the gifting packages here. You have the donation prices where you're also able to stake all of these things that are minted with the consultation so you can learn about it for yourself, or you can come and join member services, WealthWave, and or Block Cycle Labs, so you can access the weekly NFT Tuesdays classes, which is this here, and learn how to do this for yourself with your own product services. Or you could just go ahead and hop on the site, get a tree. You see what I'm saying? But it's very, very flexible in terms of how you can show support and what these things are attached to, right? So this is all directly right here. On the site, and it's something that we went over just to make sure that people were able to understand more about the projects that we have and also contact us, you see what I'm saying, to talk about their projects. So it's just something that you can add into it seamlessly. It looks just like a regular website that it would be, that would be something that's promoted by like corporate entities, or you feel me, somebody that's really heavily involved in the international space, and it has the functionality of such just using the NFTs. Now this information and this product, the service, can literally be sent anywhere instantly, right? And it's sustainable, because this isn't something that has to be updated every 2-3 weeks, every 2-3 months. You know what I'm saying? It comes with the territory. So just check that out. That's the Forest Restoration Project. So you can go ahead to hit the 3inme.info, and then boom, there you'll be able to click on the Forest Restoration Project, and this page here will come up where you can go through. You can read all of the extra sauce if you would like to, just so you can get a better understanding of what we went over here. In fact, it's encouraged that you, but yeah, it's one of those things that comes with the territory, y'all. I just admitted and we're in here talking about NFTs, man. So let me stop the screen share. Matter of fact, Mozzie, I'm gonna touch on it real quick just again. What's up, man? We in here.
It's good.
JoJo's site is up and running, so we just went over that for the NFT Forest Restoration Project is for the most part. That's already something that we explained in the earlier thing. So we were just showing people the NFTs. See what I'm saying? One of those use cases for it. It's more of a natural conversation though, since we did a lot of the education. So yeah, have you been finding uses for NFTs, man?
My project that I'm releasing out is connected to the Moses West Foundation with the Clean Water Project.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, man.
For sure, for sure. And that's all on the Algorand chain, yeah.
Yeah, I'm releasing it on the Algorand chain, and then I probably release another version of it on another chain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real
So what do
spill.
you?
So like,
Go ahead. Go ahead, Joe.
go ahead, Chris. I didn't hear you.
I was saying earlier. I was touching on how like I think that the Algorand blockchain is like faster and more secure as far as like handling the transactions and just being able to transfer the different NFTs and things. What do you think about that? Do you have like a preference of any other chains as opposed to Algorand, or do you feel the same?
No. I mean, because Algorand is the only chain that I feel like I came across that you can, kind of get it off for free. Other chains, you're gonna, go broke trying to, mint your own John without no plan or nothing like that either. Crazy.
That's a very good point. Because like I was trying to get on the, I believe it was the block bag pre-sale, and just to be able to get in on the pre-sale, I think it cost me, let's say like right at $25 just to be able to get the money like to the wallets and like whatever chains and currencies that it needed to be. So I was already $25 in the hole before I even got to invest. Right. So you got to think about that. Like you have to do the numbers on an investment. Like if you're going into something just like, you know what, I'm just gonna throw this money in there and see what happens. You might win a little, but eventually you're gonna lose, right? And so if you're not factoring in the fact that, okay, yeah, I bought Ethereum at this price and it went up 5%. Yeah, but how much did you have to spend to just purchase that Ethereum? Right? You got to factor that in too, because that's the cost. That's an expense. And so he's absolutely right about that. Like for somebody new that doesn't really know much, that's trying to get into NFTs or just crypto or DeFi in general, like, yeah, Algorand would probably be the best bet because it's almost free and it's got everything. Like you can mint the NFTs, you can trade the assets, you can, collateralize, you can put in the liquidity pool. Like it's got everything.
You can go in and change the metadata. Like what? Imagine you having to be like change the metadata on your joint on another chain like Ethereum or something like that. What?
You misspelled it with an I. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to go pay $1 to put that I to an E. Like ridiculous.
Right? Because you figure like probably with me going through doing my research with my project. That's why I had to rebrand it because I was like I went and checked the names for the whole thing, and it was like, damn, these names was like kind of like popping up all of a sudden. You feel what I'm saying? They didn't pop up before. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm like, all right, so I just changed it to something real unique, like I always get. You feel what I'm saying? That's like a kind of like a quadruple entendre, like you feel what I'm saying? Like
Well, that's branding. That's what we call branding. It's like building a brand is completely different than working a job, or even, I mean, I'd say it's completely different than even running a business, right? Because even if you're just a, owner or operator of a business, like nobody's going to know who you are, right? But building a brand, everybody's supposed to know who you are or what
Yeah,
it is.
what
That's
you
the whole
do.
purpose, right?
Facts.
So, and honestly, props, bro, because you really getting you finding your way in the marketing and the digital space is pretty amazing to see. Because I remember just having conversations a few weeks back about it, and now it's like boom, taking off.
All right. So, would you say branding, using NFTs for the purpose of branding, would be something that's beneficial? Because NFTs have the inherent thing where if you don't have an audience that's already familiar, it's a little harder to get them off, right? If you has to really do something, or your people have to be familiar, your community, your client base have to be familiar with what the NFTs can do. Yeah. So I mean,
Right.
like maybe for a brand perspective, what you provide in tandem with all of the things that you have for your regular products and services would be a good way to establish that authority, not only as a branded professional in your industry, but also in the crypto space. Because crypto is so new, you can really become an authority within 3 to 6 months of really taking the education serious.
You know
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Actually, within 6 months, you can completely change your life. 6 months is like a golden like zone, right? Because a year's too long. Nobody wants to wait that long to see results. And like a month is not long enough to really see any long-term results, right? But around the 6 month mark, you can change your whole life in 6 months completely.
That's
Because
powerful.
it's enough time for you to focus and to see the long-term effect and results without having to wait. So that's definitely, if people would take the next 6 months and just get familiar with NFTs and with crypto and with DeFi and with Web3. Just get familiar with the terminology and then just get in there and play around with it. In 6 months, you could be right where we are because it didn't take me but 6 months to get where I'm at.
I just looked at it like it was an easier way for direct cash. You feel what I'm saying? I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's like I can produce something on this way right now, and it's just direct cash. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, I'm always looking for quicker ways to like get cash directly to me versus going
And
through a middleman or something like that.
I,
Like I always
I
like
still
being
need
the middleman, but I don't like having to go through a middleman. You feel what I'm saying?
I like that. He said, I like being the middleman, but I don't like having to go through the middle. Right, me either, man. I go straight to the source.
This is
What
facts.
easier way to do that than with DeFi and crypto? It's like
This is,
basically, you're gonna have that little transition period to where you don't know nothing, right? Like you're completely ignorant to the terminology and it's gonna be all confusing. You're probably gonna get stressed out. You're gonna need help, right?
right.
Once you get through that initial phase of like, I don't know what any of this means. Right. Like, well, how do I link this to that? And what happens when I do? Once you get past that, which will only take on your own, it's gonna be a while. Like, but if you have like a mentor or like, you know, somebody or something that can show you kind of like guide you, you get there a lot quicker.
So yeah, that's one of those things, right? Like I got tax credits coming. You feel me? I've been purchasing trees because I've been learning about NFTs, but I also have a few fledgling businesses and a few ideas that need funding, right? So I'm looking at it like from a perspective of like not only what I can get from purchasing trees using NFTs, but also how I can also take those NFTs and kind of like, you know what I'm saying, repurpose them, right? So if I'm part of a project that I really believe in, I could bring in more people, but also giving them the same access to the utility that drew me in, right? So it's like while it's a cash, I feel like it's a cash opportunity. I also feel like it's one of those things where just like a lot of things in crypto is understated because of the lack of a general awareness and what it can do. But right now, like NFTs, I'm looking for another. How should I say? I'm looking for a space where we are openly talking about NFTs and we're using them. You know what I'm saying? Back and forth, similar to how Block Cycle does, right? Because I haven't found anybody that's been able to replicate the same success pattern. And I feel like that's kind of reliant on Algorand in a lot of ways, right? The fact that it's accessible, is user friendly, and it's cheap. So that's scalability for the NFT right there. Like I'm looking for like branded opportunities. You know what I'm saying?
But
Like
it's very simple. On the Algorand blockchain, anyway, you can go to the App Store on your iPhone, or you can go to the Google Play Store on your Android and download Terra Wallet. It'll take 2 minutes, and then now you're in the game. Now you have your own wallet. You can take control of your own currencies. You can purchase, make, and have NFTs sent directly to you on the Algorand blockchain, and it took you 2 minutes to go from I don't know anything about it to now I own an NFT.
Do
literally, yeah.
that?
The hardest part is signing up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Like you really, that's the the quickest thing you can do is go download the Para Wallet app. You know what I mean? Go download it, and then when you open it up, you're gonna notice that it looks like a whole nother app. You feel what I'm saying? You're gonna have to, sign in, you know what I mean, get your keys and all that good stuff, but you're just gonna open up the account, then hit the Explorer. You hit the Explorer, it's gonna open up to a whole nother thing. It's gonna show you everything that got in there and all types of different things they got going on there. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what I do on a daily
And it's
still.
what it
I
look
go
like.
through there, click through those different apps and communities and stuff to see what they got going on, how things look, what they do. And then I go a little bit deeper. I go down to where the developers apps is and stuff at the bottom where usually like the social media stuff be at, but it'd be white papers and resources and stuff down there. I go through there. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't know, bro. And it just shows me and I learn a lot of stuff. You feel what I'm saying? Just right within the Parrot Wallet app, bro.
So here it
Terra
is.
Wallet.
PERA.
It's the way it's set up. It really is. It's very user friendly too. Like the integration and everything. It has everything broke down into sections. It has them very easy to understand. The visualization is very good. It's really really effective for someone who doesn't know anything about it, like you said, just download the Para wallet and just go through there and just look at this stuff. It's got communities in there. It's got everything. It'll tell you how to wormhole. It'll tell you. It'll literally give you a whole breakdown of everything that you need to know about crypto in general.
Wholeheartedly
Yeah.
agree, gentlemen. Wholeheartedly agree. So, what made you start with the ocean cleanup, right? Like, I feel like anything. I had a conversation with shout out to Crypto Denzel. He also has a group. He does more so trading for cryptocurrency, but he does it internationally as well. I was having a conversation with him. He was pretty much saying like altruistic passions. A lot of the times in this space, kind of like fizzle out. What made you go with the oceans and trying to, you know what I'm saying? Clean up the community, but also plant trees and things of the sort. What made you attach yourself to that, Mozzie?
Well, me, man, that's just what I like doing anyway. It's like, helping people, helping the planet. You feel what I'm saying? But it's more or less like my project is more or less like for disaster relief. You feel what I'm saying? Or that's why the NFTs are going to be like for governance, so the community can vote and do they research on what areas we feel like what I mean really need like clean water, like drinking water. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what the AWGs come in, and the giving circle come in. You feel what I'm saying?
And then
In the
think about that,
treasury.
guys.
You feel me? So we get the transactions, the percentage of the transactions are going to the treasury. The NFTs is the governance, so we can, what I mean, vote on where we're going to deploy the treasury wallet to. And depending on how big it is how much we're gonna impact the world when we deploy it.
And then think about that too, guys. With NFTs, right? So he's leading a whole movement on disaster relief, right? So let's say you're on the West Coast and there's a huge, hurricane that hits the East Coast. You can now directly donate to help the people on the East Coast instantly through NFT immediately. So they're there. They need funding to help these people that just went through a hurricane or a tornado or whatever the case may be, and you can now send it directly to them. Like I said, within 2 minutes, donations there. They can use the funds to help immediately. So there's no waiting on oh, we got to wait on this bank transfer to clear, and then you can send it right then, right when it's needed, not a week later.
That's powerful. That's very powerful, especially with global warming and all of these different things that are going on with resources as well, right? Natural resource mining, and then also some of the things that have catastrophic effects or in a trend, right, of catastrophic effects. Kind of like what they were talking about with fracking. It's something that's been around forever, right? But if you don't properly like close up those holes, right, after you finish, you extract everything. That's still methane. There's still gases and things of the sort that leak out. And a lot of the times people aren't thinking about the maintenance after the fact. And I feel like ocean cleanup is one of those things too, because it's like there's so much water. Oh, how could we ever really pollute the ocean, right?
Yeah, right,
You
right.
feel me? So just getting over that hump for people, I think, is very, very impactful, and that is definitely helping folks. But like you said earlier, it also helps with the bread, right? Like you're able to use this bread instantly. Like I started off planting trees with $5, so I'm dollar cost averaging in with planting trees, learning more about oceans and things of the sort. As I'm able to be an advocate for this, I'm able to bring in more people as well. So that not only affects me, but it also helps push the cause, right? Funded by NFTs, just to keep it flowing more efficient and all on the ledger, right? So while we're all, like I said, with decentralization, I feel like that's such a big, powerful tool with the token aspect too, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's why I built the token along with my NFT collection. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just another whole point. Like everybody's making these coins, but they're just making coins to kind of like hurt thy brother. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not making the coin to rug pull and make bread off anybody. I'm trying to make a coin or something that we can use when other shit is not. You know what I mean? Like, because I know that what we play with right now isn't real money and ain't valuable worth nothing. So I can take the blockchain and make my own token and create liquidity pools that would and hence give it value, real value for it to be tradable. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like I can really outplay our real world economy right now. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. To me, it's everything. It's like all the traditional investment opportunities that you would have that, let's just be honest, most people don't have anyway, right? Stocks and options and things like that. You got to have money to make money in those areas. Like, yes, you could start with small amounts, $5 here, and it will add up. So start now, immediately. Start right now, this second, with whatever you got. I hate it when people say, "Well, when I get some extra money," there's no such thing as extra money.
Oh, and look at
You're
this,
never gonna get
guys.
it.
Look at this, yo. Look, I just found this. What I typed in para governance just so I can learn more about how NFTs with governance on para already works, right? You could connect your wallet as soon as you have your para wallet, and they'll allow you to claim purchase these NFTs that have unique artworks, and they're all based off of a governance period, right? So it's these things here which they allow you to get with different commitments for the tokens that you already have. So this is something that people also can create their own token and then run the same exact play as Parawallet in and of itself, or as Algorand in and of itself, right? So it even gives you what to expect, why, when, you feel me? Just very, very simple and straightforward. And it has future plans explained for all of it. You see what I'm saying? But just to connect you to what NFTs are, you can just boom, connect your wallet and it'll have you scan, boom, and then you're in there. That's it. It's as simple as that. You don't have to have funds. You just have to search for it, really.
And that's
And then keep in
interesting
mind,
because I didn't even run into that yet. That'll probably be what I use to run my governance on my NFTs since Algorand already have something that does it already.
and then for those of y'all that don't know, governance is literally exactly what it sounds like. You have governance on whatever that platform is. So if it's Algorand governance, you will have a say in how that platform or that chain is ran and conducted. They'll have certain things that you can make proposals on. So if, say it's Tiny Man, for instance, say that you'd like to start receiving farming rewards for a certain liquidity pool, you can then put that proposal up to be voted on. And the more governance or voting power you have, the bigger say you have. So it's literally like your vote really counts here, guys.
Right.
You can actually make change with it.
Right. So with people like if somebody's listening or if we are taking a transcript of this or anything of the sort, I want to mention this for like anybody that's already in the community. NFTs as a community is definitely a leverage point. It's very underplayed. There's a lot of different benefits, goods, and services that you can include with your NFTs to keep it not only something that's a safer option for you in terms of doing business, because this is holding each other accountable on the blockchain. Anybody in the world who has access or knows the wallet addresses, knows an NFTs. If you're doing business with them, you can track certain things within your own transaction chain and understand what it is. So this is one of those things where it attaches to like segments, right? If you have your segment, you can have your NFD segment. That means you can track or hold all of your assets under your wallet and also build a community from there. So if you're already in a community such as Block Cycle, member services, or WealthWave, which that's the only way you can even access these recordings and hop on the Zoom calls, right? Then that's another thing where as you're developing and creating projects on these live calls, you can create opportunities for group economics and create other opportunities for more income, not only for your project, but for everybody that's involved, right? So it's not only an opportunity. I keep saying this word, right? There's 3 or 4 different ways that you can just approach it by having a community. So if you're already here and you haven't started exploring NFTs, please do so. And I've been here since the beginning, right? I helped create a lot of the stuff and a lot of the systems that's behind the scenes. But I myself, I'm not really privy to how many things you can do with NFTs, right? So that just goes to show you don't need it to be successful in the space, but it's definitely one of those things that if you understand it as a beginner, you can leverage it and kind of like start your private bank a lot faster, start your liquidity pool journey a lot faster. Because the biggest thing is it takes money to make money. And with crypto, people are always wondering like, how is it that I can get access to fiat using this information? How is it that I can get access to just traditional forms of income and networking opportunities, right? It's literally as simple as having a utility. What is it that your project can do? We cooking with grease out here, y'all. Tune in, get to NFT. Join NFT Tuesdays. Learn about wind tools. And this is the NFD. Shout out to Chris pulling this up.
Yeah, man. I was just looking over it while you was talking. I figured it'd be a good opportunity to.
For
Of course,
sure.
it's gonna. Of course, he's gonna have food and now he's gonna grab that one.
So you got
Yeah,
NFTs and assets.
and learning and like starting with this NFD right here, right? With NFD's domains, like you can like really start building a real fan base, a real community. You feel what I'm saying? Because people will buy a segment. You feel what I'm saying? Which will I look at it as like stakeholders. You know what I mean? People who believe in you or what you're doing or your project. You feel what I'm saying? They buy that. And then on top of that, you can, teach people how to utilize that domain because, that domain is like an identity for them. You feel what I'm saying? They can also use that, like JoJo said, like a, landing page. You feel what I'm saying? And this is how,
Here's cool.
with WealthWave, we're gonna, build the record label out. You feel what I'm saying? The record label is gonna be an domain. The artists that get signed on there or the producers that get signed on there is gonna be their name dot wealthwaverecords.algo. You feel what I'm saying? It's gonna let you know what I mean? That's how it is. You know what I mean? You sign to it or whatever, that's how you're gonna be signed to it.
That's
You're
Once
not
you
powerful.
not you're
take
not
your
signed
NFT,
to it because you don't own the you know what I mean, you don't own the segment. And the only way that you're gonna get a segment is if we buy it for you because we gotta unlock it or lock it. You feel what I'm saying? In order for you to get access to the segment.
well, I can lock the segment to where, like right now, I'm really letting everybody have access to the WealthWave community for 25 for a whole year. Like that's crazy. And like he said, so when we actually get the record label actually going, you're going to be able to purchase or trade or sell your NFTs, right? Or you can come and you can actually make offers. So you can control basically all of that from the NFT domain, right? Because you can list for sale, you can create, you've got vaults, you've got everything. So you can go for sale and click, and then everything that you. So if you have a song that you have just recorded, you can put it into an NFT or an NFT, bring it over here to your NFT domain, right? And you can actually list it for sale, and they can
And
come
make
and
it
buy
so
it
simple. That's dope.
directly, right? And then here, you know what I'm saying? So these are just ones that I've created. So all of those you can create on Wind Tools or on Algo Gems or on any of those platforms, DAPFlow, and then you can bring them and send them to your NF domain and then list them for sale.
Could we talk about
Direct.
DAPFlow? I actually don't know anything about
Yeah, dope.
DAPFlow.
DAPFlow, we'll check it out. We'll try, but I do know that
And then
the
are we
last
still in the
time,
top holders for segments as well in the
you know
domain?
what?
That's deep.
Uh,
Cause yeah, I know there's different ways that we can, you know what I'm saying, interact. If you hit what's it called? If you hit analytics, I think.
I was gonna say maybe the NFD button then go home.
Yeah. Yeah, because it wouldn't show you from right there. This is the block cycle one though, for sure.
All the that are minted off the block cycle that.
Yes, indeed. So we out here creating impact. You know what I'm
And if you
saying?
didn't know, my joint
That's
is
how
the
many people
joke.block cycle joint
have
because you know
joined the
I
block
keep the
cycle
joke.
last. What do you think it'd be like? Probably
And
home and then maybe analytics.
Go
yeah,
home.
I'm believing analytics probably. You feel me? Just because it's not.
I
You know
might
what I'm
have to
saying?
change my wallet. Right?
Possibly. I don't think so though. Yep. Nope.
Let's
You
do
don't.
leaderboard.
Leaderboards.
Wow,
Are we still
that's crazy that
segments?
okay.
Hit
Wow. What is
segments.
that? Leaderboard? What?
Yep, that's the one.
That
Yep, we
is
still up there. There we go. Cool. Cool.
Number 3 up
dope.
there.
It's pretty dope on the whole entire chain.
So we're really pushing the education, y'all. So the more people we can get educated, the more people we can have NFD
And then
segments.
keep in mind, look at this, right? Now, look at the price as opposed to all these other, right? Like, I mean, there's a couple, there's a little more, but for the most part, it's like double. So it's twice as much and still third in the whole list.
Yeah.
So
And I just want to say too, because this is decentralized. We could tap in with Barb, we can tap in with Orange, we can tap in with the community, and it's all right here too. So like, just how you can click on Block Cycle, you could click on Orange or Barb and see what segments and see
can
what
check them
things.
out. You can go to Monco and check out Monco, see what's going on.
Right, and that's game right there to
And
let
it's
you know who's really
like
out there working and making moves.
it's so good for like research, due diligence and things. That like I would do this on a company or a corporation that I was investing in stocks or options or something like that. Anyway, right? Like I'm ever just take my money and put it into something that I don't know what the hell's going on. And if you do that, like boy, you ain't gonna last very long. Like this is exactly what I would do if I was going to go look through say a company's financial reports, right, or their quarterly reports, or their 8K or 10K reports. You know what I'm saying? To see like, well, is this even a viable company to invest in, right? Like, what is
Right.
their debt to profit ratio? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of dividend rates are they offering? You know, just different things. Like, so this is a way that you can come. And now you get to check out the website. You get to check out their holdings, right? What assets do they got? You know, how much money do they hold? How much money do they owe? What do they have for sale? What products do they offer? And then you
Like a
can
landing
go
page.
and yeah, exactly. And then you can go and actually find out. Okay, well, this is the account that they hold their money in. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and this is the account that funded the account that they hold their money in. You know what I mean? And oh, here's a private vault. You know, and here's look at this. Here's an ASA ID number. Let me check that out. Right.
So you know that it's an actual
What that
outrageous
is.
standards out of
Right.
it. So as soon as it's created, it's put onto the blockchain, so it's not pending. You see what I'm saying? It's something that you can click on Allo and view the overview. Not only that, but the transaction history. So it gives you a full
Transaction
rundown.
history.
I
The
mean,
whole.
I don't know if you can pull up
Look
mine,
now.
but
Here's another. Yeah. What's the asset number? Do you know it by heart?
hold on, give me a second.
Matter of fact, if yeah, we could go to your NF domain. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we might be. Yeah. Is it the algo FOMO?
Yeah, it's the Algo FOMO.
Can't be missing out on that algo, folks.
Word.
Yeah, this is really, really dope. I really appreciate you guys kind of like, you know what I'm saying, charging me up today for Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of Zoom calls and a lot of one-on-ones that have to happen today. And really trying to get these NFTs pushing, man. I'm trying to understand how it go.
I just say list them where you can list them at, and
Check it out.
people that's like looking for stuff. You know what I mean? You just in front
So
of their
here's
eyes already. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
all right. So this right here. Yeah.
Okay.
What's that right there? Oh, you went to the ASA stats.
Dope. It's a free game. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. And it breaks it down with pie charts. My goodness.
Everything. Yeah. Oh, there you go. And that's stuff that Eco Shuffle. That's a good one. And then so here is Lofty. So these are just assets and holdings and everything. So it'll literally break the whole portfolio down for you. So now, like I was telling everybody, like I think I mentioned it the last class of Zoom, like this is insider trading. It's like everything. It's like I know exactly what this guy's doing and where his money's going because I can see it with my own eyes, right? I can literally just address, type it in, and now I can look. So you see an address that's running a bag up, they're like, damn, how the hell are they doing? Well, go check it. See.
Yeah.
They'll
Oh,
tell
so
you.
think about audits, right? When people say
Yeah, that's dope.
they're gonna
Dope.
do audit.
Forensic audit, like, are you kidding me? Literally. Forensic audit directly from your phone.
Real spill.
Yeah, it's amazing. Pretty awesome.
Yeah. That's dope.
Never knew that.
Yeah.
It's what's the NFT floor? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So it says the floor
Yeah.
price. Okay.
Yeah. It's not badass, really. And then it'll break everything down. So it'll tell you exactly how much of a holder they are and this or that or what's going on. And then you can like look up transaction stuff. Algorithm blockchain is pretty dope too, man. You could really, as long as you got the ASA number or whatever, you could find
Yeah.
That's
it. And
dope.
then you can, it'll
I started dripping a
you
little the
everything too.
liquidity. I started making a liquidity pools too on
Bam.
Tiny
So
Man for my token.
It was breaking up. I couldn't hear you.
yeah, I lost. We didn't hear the last part.
No, I said
What
that I
you say?
started the liquidity pools for the new token, the Maji token too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Seen it. I just looked at that. That's cool.
All
The
right.
liquidity pool is super important for building like an asset, like especially if it's a token that you want to be bought and sold and traded. That's the only way you're going to do it is
So you're doing the
through
same thing with
liquidity.
NFTs too, then, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Dope.
So this is cool. If you go to the Allo Explorer, this will give you like tokenomics distribution. So it'll tell you about the Algorand token. Here's the ledger, the network. I would suggest going and checking it out. Like pretty pretty badass. Like we're saying, it's the fastest, most secure. So like I just showed you, I can literally go and look at anything. Like I can check anybody's account. I can look at anything right here from Allo Explorer or from the Pair wallet today. Like it's straight from the phone. It's amazing.
Real spill. And then the Block Cycle website allows you to stake anything that you get in terms of from your NFD. So some of the things that you saw in assets. So a lot of the NFTs that we have are also able to be staked. So you'll see them still in the NFD wallet or pretty much showing up in your
Exactly.
under your name. However, you'll also be earning another asset. You can earn Sandman, for example. You can earn WealthWave tokens. You can earn Cycle tokens
Right.
just by having that NFT. So
Yeah,
Right.
that's the whole point of me, merging my tokens with the cycle, the wave, the Sandman, so they can trade them back and forth for that. I merged it with USDC and Algo, so people can go ahead and trade it for the USDC and Algo right now. You feel what I'm saying? And I only use a little bit of it. I got, like I said, I got like 33 billion of it. I had to redo it because I had to recalculate everything. I was dropped it out for just like something small, but I was like, you know what? I needed to be a little bit bigger. You feel what I'm saying? So had to remint it. That's why I was like, another thing I was saying about the reminting process. Like it didn't really cost me enough, maybe like $5 to go back and have to do all this, rebranding and stuff on the blockchain because I had to destroy the other assets. You feel what I'm saying? Then remake them. You feel what I'm saying? So, boy,
I see
And
what
so
you're
this is the
saying.
block taco app. You can come and take your NFTs and receive reward for it, right? And then here's you can swap like so if you're new to the Algorand blockchain, you can buy purchase some algo and you can come directly here and buy uh, as well. And then you can stake those like I was saying. So these NFTs, it's like the utilities and the functions and the like abilities that they possess like are written into the metadata or they're going to be
hey,
directly controlled by the creators of the NFT, right?
it's my song
So
right
it's
there too.
it's pretty dope, man. Like
So hey, question for you. I don't know if you guys have ever tried this on live, but if you disconnect your wallet, right? I'm gonna see if I can scan my pair and see if you can see it from there too. See if there's no latency with that.
okay, so then here I'll stop there.
No.
And
Keep sharing.
well, I already stopped. I guess you got to share now.
Yeah. Keep sharing because then I'll be able to scan it directly from the Zoom. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, I see what you were saying. Anyway.
Because if that's
Ah,
possible, then that's
I see
even
what you're saying.
easier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's check it out. Yeah, that would be dope as hell, huh?
yeah.
All
We'll be
right. So
like,
then,
hey, you need some help? I got you. Just watch the video. We'll confirm the transaction. We'll go through. So that's done with you, right?
so I'm gonna disconnect. Right?
I can't see your screen yet. Hold on.
Can you see it now?
Yes, I can.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's up. See if it'll let you scan directly from the Zoom.
Okay, I'm gonna connect. It says you're connected. Yeah, it does.
All right, so we can literally from the live Zoom, you can download your Para wallet, you can go directly to the site, and you can purchase, receive, and stake. So all within a Zoom, you can be set up to go. Like all you need is
That's
a phone.
dope. All you
A
need to
phone
be
and a
is in a
camera.
Zoom and get
And
it.
That's it. Show
yeah,
up and you got it. And we're
that's
not going to
very
be
good.
doing these live for free much longer. So you guys might want to jump on it while you can.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. That's pretty dope.
Word.
That's an absolutely amazing idea. I'm glad you thought of that.
But I see,
Yeah.
I figured that will work because that's how the QR codes work anyway. They could be on anything, and
Yeah,
you pull your
that's
camera
dope.
up, and that
That's
thing
dope.
will
I'm saying, like,
pull up.
I never thought of that until just now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Still Johnson. That's pretty badass.
So that's another way to go ahead.
I told Walt that he should have put like a QR code on the block cycle hoodie in there somewhere, so that when people put the camera up on it, you know what I mean, it'll pull up the NFT. You feel what I'm saying?
That's so bad. That's so badass. That's cool.
All right, bet. That'll make sense. I mean, how much do
Oh
you
yeah,
guys
and
know
here's
about
another thing,
Ninja?
guys. We'll go over this. Like, you can get offers too on not only your NFTs and things, but people can come and actually buy your whole NF domain, right? So it's just like a website on, GoDaddy or whatever, whatever it is. You purchase the domain, and then like after a year or so, you got to update it
I
or
didn't know
renew.
that. That's
Yeah,
dope. So you
same
can
thing.
sell your business.
Yeah.
Huh.
You can literally create a whole, so you can come create your whole NF domain on NFT domain, Block Cycle Labs, for instance, right? And then whenever he decides to sell Block Cycle Labs, someone could actually come on here and purchase. So they could literally just, say, I'm going to click on here and I want to buy this domain, right? And they can make offers. Pretty badass.
So they talk about the wealth transfer. So the next time the wealth transfer happens, I feel like people will be a lot better prepared. I'm not gonna lie. This gives me a lot
Well, they
of
should
hope.
be.
This gives me a lot of
Well,
hope.
they hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully they will. But then, never seems
I
to amaze.
So we
I feel like
early in
we
it. They're
could.
gonna be looking at us like I can't believe
Yeah,
that these guys is where they at now, because back before I did not know or believe nothing they was talking about.
yeah. No, you're
Facts.
right. We are early. Like I've been saying that. JoJo was like the only one that in the beginning I was talking. I was like, do you realize like we could do this with NFT? She was like, yeah, we can also do this. And then everybody else is just like, what are you talking about? What, there was lost. I was like, you don't see that? You don't realize you could take this and do that with it? Like, we could do
Gotta
way more
interact
than
with
just
the
take this
platform.
money, bro.
That's
It's
dope.
it's pretty. It is dope, bro. It's so dope.
So
And
how will
I'm
it how would the metadata thing work though, right? So like if you got something like a rebate, right, on your NFT, how would somebody go about utilizing that rebate? Would it be through the platforms or through interaction with
yeah.
the progenitor wallet itself?
Well, unless you set the platform up itself with the smart contract coded and everything to automatically handle those things, which would be the easiest way. If you got a developer or if you know how to do it, you code it, you set it, and then it's good to go. The smart contract's going to handle all the rest. And then it's really, like I said, so no need for an attorney to file up, this paperwork and these contracts because the smart contract's already set, it's done, it's there, and it's handling it, right? So it's like basically kind of like creating a digital trust, and then, the smart contract's kind of like the contract and the trustee. And you know what I mean? It's pretty cool. And yeah, so that's basically how to work. And then think about it. If you have to opt in and you have to sign the transaction and you have to accept it, then that's a wedding signature basically in the eyes of the law. So that's just the same as you agreeing to it. Yes, I know what's up. You got full disclosure, right? Because it's all in the metadata. Everything that's supposed to happen is right there. It can't say that you didn't know what was going to happen because it's all in the data. So the metadata is going to handle all that for you. And then let's say that there was a discrepancy, right? Let's say you purchased an NFT and it was supposed to give you, this much as a reward or whatever the utility is, and they didn't do it. Well, now you've got everything you need to file your case, right? It's all there. It's all in black and white. It's all legit. Here's where it was stated. That's got to be lawfully binding.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, that makes sense. And mutual assent based off of using the platform and things of the sort. Also based off what the contract is supposed to say. It's literally says it's a smart contract. So it's a contract that can execute itself. So if we're being literal with the terms, I feel like that's a great way to kind of reference it. That's dope. So with the Reedy poolings too, I feel like that'll be another way where we had discussed it in member service briefly, talking about how the wallet can be like it'll pretty much be a validator node, so it can stake and have the validator node running a 10, 5, 100% fee or whatever the case may be to whoever is also holding segments of that NFD. So you can turn your whole NFD into a node essentially using the REIT algorithm, and it's actually pretty cool. So being able to also sell or receive an offer on your Ashcrow NFD is pretty cool as well. I didn't know that was a feature.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And then so like, you know, you can come in and you can edit these things too. So like you said, let's go to segments and then I can just lock it, right? So I could decide that, you know what, I don't want to lock it, or I want to change the price, or I want to, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna cut it off. Now nobody can intersect, right? So you can manage everything from the price, and then it, like I said, so all this right here is gonna tell you, it's gonna let you know exactly. So all of this, right, when you go and you decide, so right here's the breakdown. So this is what's gonna happen, right? That's what the algo price is. That's what the sales price of the segment is. This is the carry cost. So this is how much it's going to be in total, right? This is how much the platform gets, right? This is so there it is,
I
right?
don't
So
even
that's
have
the
to do
price.
math. Hold on. Okay, I didn't know that either.
It tells you exactly what the percentage is going to who, when it's going, what's going to happen. So if you were to do this and then you didn't get, you know, you didn't get what you were supposed to get, well, there's all of your shit to file your case or your complaint or your suit right here. It's all there. This is what was supposed to happen. It didn't happen. It's just the same as going to a bank or, you know, some kind of finance company and getting a contract written out to state that this is going to happen for this much money and this is the percentage that goes to them and this is, and I'm supposed to get this. And then that doesn't happen. Well, guess what? You take all that paperwork and you file started. You know what I'm saying? You file suit, you get your money. Except you don't have to file. It's already filed for you.
Same thing with the smart contract button too, then, right? So you said if you know how to do it, but when they,
so let's see. When you go to your smart contract, so if you know how to do it, you can come in here and you can actually edit your own smart contracts and things, right? But you're gonna have to update these. So I got my contract locked, so it can't be. But you can actually unlock it, and then you can go through and change it, set it, so you can adjust how this is gonna be done. Yeah, bro. Dope, right? It's dope. And then it's literally like, yeah, man, you can break it down for real. So it's anything. It's going to give you whatever your segment name is. It's going to give you that .algo.xyz, and when you do that, when you click on that, and that would be like if you were going to put it up here in your, your little address bar.
If you wanted to put it in your, if you wanted to put it in your yeah, if you wanted to put it in your Facebook bio, you know what I'm saying? You can put
exactly. You just put, that's what I've done. I've linked it. And then look here, you can see, so these are all verified. That's the website. This is email. So that's Twitter. This is GitHub. This is Discord. This is, you know what I'm saying? So all of those you can link straight to it. And then you can, there's LinkedIn. So you can link your website.
So I'm going to put my link
tree. And then like JoJo showed me, you can then create a custom field and put your Cash App on. You can create a custom field and put your Apple Pay on. Create a custom field, put your Venmo, put all of your pay links on it. That way, when someone wants to pay you, you can just say, yeah, we'll go to WealthWave.algo and then click the link. Right? You don't have to give them your Cash App address. You don't have to go, oh yeah, what was the number that was on my event? Like, no, bro, just go to the website, click the link. There you go.
Yeah.
It's a web page.
Yeah.
It's a bank.
It's a web page.
It's everything. It's a bank. It's a web page. It's a securities transfer agent, basically. It's pretty badass. And then these are all, so here's verified Algorand addresses. This is actually Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP addresses, and you can manage all those, right? Pretty badass.
Yeah, this is definitely about to be a landing page because I have a link tree right now, and I use most of my forms of communication through email. So it's like my email, my blog, my podcast, access to member services, WealthWave, and I think that's pretty much it. That's on my link tree. But now I can add this as my website. So I'm actually writing some of this down because there's gonna be some action steps for end of the day today, and then Friday for member services.
Using that as my link tree, as my, you know what I'm saying? Because all you got to do is just link all that stuff to it. And so now instead of telling somebody to go to your link tree, tell them to go to the NF domain. Just go to website.algo.xyz, and then all of my link tree shit that I would have on link tree is all on the domain. All of the websites is all. So you could, right? We don't need all those apps now. We don't need. We've got them. We're building them ourselves.
All my Web 2 stuff is directly links to all my Web 3 stuff. Only because of the fact that lead capture type of thing on Web3 yet. You feel what I'm saying, that I came across yet. So it has to go through my links page type deal, because it pops up with the, put your email in or whatever type deal. I could sell my own products through it or whatever. But when you go through there, the choices that I have in there, they go directly to my Web3. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay, I get what you're saying. So the web, the NF domain doesn't have like the lead to get the email. I mean, but we can definitely get that.
This is true. Right? This is true. Like,
I actually have NFT, right? It's like you offer the NFT, and that could be part of, so if somebody's interested in what you got going on, you send them to the domain. They can make the offer on the NFT, right? And part of the payment, right, has to be a phone number, an email, an address, some contact form, right? And then we'll send you this NFT, or then we'll show you how to do this, or then we'll give you this product.
Actually, yeah, I don't even before I had Linktree, to make it even simpler, what I was using was WordPress. So even though it's a blog site, I was using that just to get my lead capture, because it also gives me my tracking, like my ticks, so I see where people are spending some of the most time. It was kind of like baby SEO analytics. You feel me? Like I get some bare minimum information, kind of like what Google would give me. And then it kind of was able to help me prime to get into Web3, because I really use Twitter and LinkedIn to get people in tune. So now I feel like using the NFD, like I'll probably just use it off of social media, if that makes sense, like my analytics and my engagement. And then if people really want to build, or if I really want to build a repertoire, I'll start a project. You feel me? So I'm collecting your email for a specific project, rather than just collecting your email because you think I'm cool and you never interact with my stuff again. You see what I'm saying?
I bet that happens a lot.
I feel like people only going to give you their email or stuff like that if they're going to try to buy from you again, something like that. They're not going to give you your email if they ain't going to interact with you.
Right. I agree, because I'm not going to give you my contact information unless, like, I plan on being in contact.
Newsletters type stuff. Okay, that makes sense.
And that's the point of lead magnets, though. You know what I'm saying? So people like that, you give something out for free, they probably get the email just for that, and then you be able to shop something through them. Maybe they might like the next product you got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. The only other way that they're going to do it is if you're offering something for free, and all you got to do is put the phone number in. All you got to do is put your email in, and you get the people do that. That's why they do it like that. Very effective.
Yeah, and that business itself, just getting lead. Name, email is a type of lead. Name, email, and number is a different type of lead that you could sell.
Real spillage. Okay, that makes sense. So different lead options, and then these Web3 magnets that we have as well, right? So I feel like the collection aspect, because Web3 isn't really there yet where they're collecting these things, they'll probably end up using like the segment names or the wallet addresses in some form or fashion. And we could definitely, like, how should I say, help with that innovation or help with that wave. I think right now we have a need for it, just seeing where we're at with the segments, especially with a really competitive price point. Like nobody's really selling things at $25 a segment and actually getting it done outside of blog cycle like that, because we're education based, right? So we actually have so many things for you to come back to. And because education is like a lifelong process, like we're always going to be learning new things that help people out. Shout out to Crystal Flames because she joined the Zoom for a brief second, and she was saying in the whatchamacallit, in the comments here on Zoom, she was pretty much saying she's still baby fresh, but she's heard discussions in the past. So learning how to turn these things into, you know what I'm saying, means of income is pretty dope. Yeah, and on the clothing too. Yeah, that's another thing, Mozzie. So the QR codes on the clothing. That's a really dope idea because now it can lead you directly to your Web3 landing page where all your NFTs and all your products and services are. And if they really want to be a stickler and come from the web too, cool, they got a link tree, but all of it takes them to the same stuff that's in that one little QR code on your clothing piece, right? So you could become the lead magnet in essence.
Right.
That's truly
it'd be hard. It'd be kind of hard for people to kind of take pictures of you sometimes because your QR code gonna pop up.
Yeah, buddy, that's real flexing. But oh, my bad. You want me to? No, let me make sure it's just not too distracting. Got to do a watch pose picture. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, the way I kind of see it, guys, is it's your website that you would have to make, right? If you want it. So let's say if you wanted to go from no online presence, no marketing, no social medias and stuff like that.
Well, you can pull mine up to see where I'm at.
Okay.
The services.
Which one is yours?
Services.
Oh yeah, that's right. Services.
Yeah. Services.blog cycle on the real. Cause I'm definitely getting this set up, man. Like I gotta be more of a Web3 presence. You know what I'm saying? Doing stuff behind the scenes is cool, but now I'm understanding how it all works together. And shout out to you, Mozzie, because you made me this logo that fit perfectly.
Oh, I like that. I like that. There we go. But I like this too. It's just very like direct. It's simple. It's like easy to understand. I with the purple, man. I don't know why. It's like it's like the color of royalty.
For sure.
I love it.
And then the website I'm using is member services.
So every one of your NF domains and everything is going to have its own, IDs and everything. And so you can come and you can look, right? You can look exactly what's going on, right? So it's going to tell you. It's like you can do a complete audit of a company.
Oh, so when it says make an offer at the top, that's what they were talking about. You just plug that together for me from what we were saying earlier. Oh, so you can make a okay.
So if I wanted to try and purchase your whole domain, I could then, offer my price. I could, attach a note. Hey, I just like what you got going on, blah, 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 blah. And then I could make the offer, right? And then you could come in and then you could look and determine, whether you wanted to sell it, whether it's too much, whether it was too little, you can accept, you can deny. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's wonderful. All right.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. I like it. I think it's cool, but because it's like everything. You literally have, so you get to store all your money too, right? So you can put all of your money and you can lock it in a vault, right? So it's got everything. It's got your whole web page. So your website that you would design, you can link, just like this. You can set that up, put it, so you set the web page up, you link it to here. This is kind of like just a central hub to handle all of the things in one spot instead of having to go to a million different places. Like I said, you link your Cash App to it, you link all of those things. They go to this one spot, they click on the link, they pay you, and then they go. Or you could literally set it up if they want to handle it through cryptocurrency if they're already investing. Then you could do it directly from the domain, right?
Okay,
I don't have to worry about sending you a link at all. It's like, you want to buy this token, you want to buy this NFT, just click here, make the offer, buy it.
So how about this then? I'm very appreciative of the you feel me going over everything and stuff like that. how about this? I'd love to offer you guys an album cover. I got a random picture I took that I'm turning into an album cover, and if you guys like it, I would love to like put a song title on it, right? So if we could talk about it a little bit later on, turn it into an NFT, a whole process, it'll just be a token of appreciation that's released. You feel me? And something that adds value to our collective opportunity here. You feel me? And then boom, that'll be another group economic project that supports all of the things that we got going on.
I like it.
Music is a powerful thing, man. It transcends a lot of different cultural bounds.
It
So
really
I feel
is.
like that would be a huge thing.
Hey, and that's just gonna be like the haymaker with my NFTs or whatever, because like certain NFTs that people acquire is gonna have my song embedded into the NFT too.
And then that's also going to be probably, at least in the beginning, that's going to be the only way you're going to be able to get it. Right? We're not going to do distribution deals with anybody. But we're going to handle it all ourselves directly to who wants the music directly from the people that made it. Right now, if you're like an artist that's on the label or something, then, you know, maybe we'll probably handle it for you until you can kind of, but the whole point even then is like, I want every artist that comes and signs to like know what's going on. Right?
Let me
I
share
don't
my
want you
screen
to
real
do
quick
what
with you, Chris.
everybody else is doing. Yeah, I don't want everybody to do what everybody else is doing, which is go to the record label, let the record label own all the rights to all your music and screw you over.
Be a record
And then
label.
tell you how much you're worth.
So
Gotta be
okay, if you wanted to run it like that, then right. For example, with the REIT pooling, right? Just because you are a validator, so your entire segment, your entire NF domain, which people can make an offer on, can also become a validator, right? Like what we were talking about earlier. For example, anybody that's on the record label, they would be the stakers, right? And they'll be able to put their music and things of the sort up there. And it has a commission that's paid off based off of the staking that's made and all of the algorithm that's backing the position. You feel me? So you could say the record label has a certain amount of funds to reward stakers and also reward pools and projects at a commission rate of, you feel me? And then your pools can have different commission rates as well, I believe. So they typically have the same, but you can set it differently. I haven't seen whatchamacallit in this example yet.
Yeah,
But
that's dope. But
that's dope.
you know what I see?
What's the word?
You're on Ritty pooling.
Yeah.
All right, now scroll up some.
Okay.
Go to Kalan.algo.
You saying on whatchamacallit? The validator?
Yeah, on the NF domain.
Yeah, on NF domain. Pull that up.
Oh.
Yeah,
Because I feel like that's what Ritty pooling is using.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I bet they are.
Okay.
It says staking made easy, so maybe we can integrate that into my. I mean, so we can do our own staking type deal. You know what I'm saying?
Let's see what they're cooking with, man. On the real, and they got their social links. Enterprise grade staking. Okay. Real spill. Let's see what they're cooking with, man. Minting is locked. Beautiful. Okay, yeah. They're literally service based, so they're just letting you know that they exist. That's beautiful.
That's it.
So contact them and be able to get a full rundown. Here's their website.
I was about to say they gotta have a website or something.
Oh yeah. Wonderful. Staking under management. Oh yeah, they're enterprise grade. All right. Okay.
There it is.
So now you see what it says though, staking ETH, right? So this is from another chain. So these people came to the Algorand blockchain. Now, why would they do that if they were already established on the Ethereum network?
Right.
Why would they do that? Because it's better.
Yeah,
maybe I don't know.
Hey man, look, they got restaking Bitcoin stake.
Probably trying to make up for some of those gas fees they're having to pay.
More than likely.
Connect, restaking.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Validators on all chains too. It said.
There you go. We'll even tell you the company.
That's crazy. See, that's the type of research I'll be doing. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I'm going deep.
Proper due diligence.
I mean, I guess
diligence.
that's the type of stuff
It's
I'll
not
be
that
doing
hard.
because I'm building my own project. So, you know, like things that I'll
That's
be
your
needing
mindset.
and stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, I'll be peeping certain things when I be coming across stuff.
This is
Mm-hmm.
facts. I see what you're saying. Because they were at the top in the Reti pools, it makes sense. And you said that it's funny how you made that connection instantly. Like they're probably the people that's, you know what I'm saying, making the connection or doing the staking for the entire dashboard itself. So we really could reach out to them and be able to, you feel me, establish ourselves using the data segments. So being able to
There it
use
is.
analytic boards as well
Right.
as the staking rewards for block cycle, and then taking that all to uh killing. So
And
yeah,
then
we'll
think
be able to
about
make
it.
a little pitch.
We're third on the whole platform
It's
as
a good
far as
look.
segments go, right? That's a
Yeah.
good look, and that's
And
very
that's
very good
leverage.
negotiating leverage, right? That's very good leverage.
So that was a minimum viable product segment, and we created an avatar, which is enterprise grade staking. So let's say whoever is enterprise and looking for it, some of their partners, they fit our avatars. So we can look at chief marketing officers, technical officers, based off the projects we're looking for as avatars, and then create pitch proposals because we know where the pitches will land, right? And then cool, go from there. So like
And I feel
that's
like instead of pitches, pitch decks.
you said come with the
Yeah,
full deck. You right?
yeah,
Okay.
hit him with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Off the rip. That's how you do it, man. You come in, you show them the
Because you
value
know,
off the rip. This is how much a
and wait,
pitch is.
this is going off of NFTs a little bit.
Yeah, this is a little big. This is a big deal right here on the real.
Yeah,
Yeah, we going in.
this is a real big spill for real.
Yeah, you guys are lucky if you tuned in, and if you didn't, sorry you missed it. But you guys want to go ahead and plug any projects or anything you got going on that you ain't already mentioned?
Not just besides, you know what I mean, look out for that Maji token. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean, I'm building a website out for it. You know what I mean, a nice little website, little blog and integrated with it. You feel what I'm saying? So I can just do some SEO optimizing about the crypto space right there in my own little area. Um, Besides that, we working on the music. You know what I mean, getting ready to spill that out. Uh, and
Oh,
you
by
know,
the way,
just
I
trying to tighten
recorded those
up.
verses last night.
I'm gonna go check it out.
Dude, it was perfect too. Like I was in here and I was recording, and my little daughter came in, right? She wanted to, record too. So I got the little extra microphone out, and the little headphones and stuff. And so she was sitting out here in the little recliner in the studio, like jamming out. And I was in the booth, right? And I promise you, it happened at the exact time. Like it was perfect. It was meant to be. As soon as I finished first, he like opens the door and like, so it's all on. It's in the tracks. He's like, "Where's my microphone?" Or "Daddy, where's my microphone?" Like as soon as the verse was done and the beat dropped and it was just like the piano and the guitar, he comes in like on cue at the perfect time. "Daddy, where's my microphone?" I left it on there. I was like, wait till you hear it. This is really dope.
Yeah,
It's
that's
those
dope.
nuances,
That's
yeah.
It
dope.
really was. And like when I went back and was listening to it, I was like, it was like perfect timing. Like when you hear it, you're gonna think that like we recorded that at that time on purpose, and it was totally not. It was badass. It was
Yeah,
amazing.
that's dope. Dope. I can't wait
So
to.
yeah, so
I
my
can't wait.
daughter's on the first. She got her first song recorded.
Real spill.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it was like a perfect time.
I gotta plug Block Cycle. You know what I'm saying? I gotta plug the affiliate link that we got going on. So if you want to learn more, we can definitely help you build out your process just by bringing more people into the fold so they can participate in different community chats like this. And then I'm also promoting member services heavy because that's what we're packaging offers. We're doing things like multinational deals. We're looking to leverage the international reach and the map that we have in Block Cycle. So if you guys haven't checked out the map already, we're officially international, y'all. We all over the place. And I'm also pushing Peace Be Still Creative Works. So you'll see it. It's a blog right now, but it's also where I actually do a lot of my consulting. So anything that's direct through me, you feel me, at any price point, it's typically through Peace Be Still Creative Works, and I'm pretty much pulling it all together under what I do for member services. So like now my full time is going to be like Web3 educator, and you feel me, in the space, because so many of my systems rely on it now. And yeah, so that's really what I'm promoting, man. And I just really appreciate everybody for, you feel me, having the time to come out to these lives, listen to the lives, listen to the replays. Because this has like sparked a lot of conversations with people in our community and even beyond, right? So I shouted them out earlier, but Crypto Denzel is one of the many people that we've had conversations with, like, you know what I'm saying? Just see where our heads are at
Yeah,
on building
I've
this.
tuned into some of
I
his.
definitely want him to holler at me because I need Crypto Denzel to help me spill out my joint too. You feel what I'm saying? Spill out my project. I'm getting with all of the little guys that I've been seeing that's, you know what I mean, doing
Yeah,
certain things to help me,
that's
you know what I
big
mean,
up.
build up. You feel what I'm saying?
On the real.
Like it seemed like from the Zooms that I was in, like they were all like engaged. They were all kind of like a tight little community. Pretty dope.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's another thing,
And
right?
they know that we legit. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
and what they dealing with over there with
Because we share all of our mistakes too, right?
that
Like
everything
we
is
don't just be on here
legit too.
broadcasting. I think that's why we're authentic. Like we're really like we'll tell you this is some stuff we're trying, this is some stuff that we're sure of, and this is some stuff we're not sure of. Like so, it's kind of hard to not trust somebody that's kind of being all the way up front and open
Yeah,
about it.
and I'm being transparent right now with all my private banking moves. So it's like, what else do y'all want me to do? That's the only way I could be. Like, bro, I'm gonna just start showing y'all what I'm doing, dog. And all it does is start raising more questions.
I love it. That post that you made like a week or so ago, you just said, "I'm not here to tell you what to think. You can just watch where my thoughts lead me." I was like, I love that. We
Spitting
need to throw
bars.
that on the shirt, bro. That's bars. That's the shirt. That's like that's branding like motherfucker, bro. I love it. We've been saying
Word.
that everything. Yeah, I like it. Oh
I
yeah.
just told them too.
If
I
you
just told them to let the haters go and hate the moves that you take to make you be, you feel what I'm saying, drown in the wake.
yeah bars, bro.
Music is really popping out, man.
It really is. I'll tell you, I'm noticing that too. Like now that I'm back in the studio, I'm back like on the music. Like I'll be talking and just be talking in parables and rhyming and rapping. Don't even mean to. Go straight to the studio, start knocking some shit down.
Word. Oh, and
Oh,
another thing,
if you're in the chat,
Maji means water. In Japanese, it means seriously. So it's coming. Maji.
hey, you got motion, bro. I like it.
Serious
And I finally
waters.
got the boom. Today, if you're in like the Chattanooga area or surrounding areas, we got the event that we spoke at like a month or so ago. Well, we're hosting another one tonight. You know what? I can't remember the address because it was at the West End again, but then they had to reschedule or something. So I'll post on my social medias. But there's a guy coming to speak. Let me get his name right and everything just to the whole point, right? All right. Darren Miller. He's doing learn how to leverage real estate, right? This guy did 140 million last year in transactions. So I would say he knows a little bit about it, right? He's gonna do a whole
Oh
he's
yeah.
gonna do a whole workshop today. Let's see, it is it's 6 p.m. and the Hotel Indigo in Chattanooga. It is Hotel Indigo in Chattanooga today at 6 p.m. Darren Miller. So I'm gonna be there in person too. So if you guys are in the area, or if you have anybody that is in the area, maybe I might be able to do.
Run it up.
Since I'm gonna be there, I might broadcast the Zoom live too if they're cool with that. We're doing it just like the last event, totally free. So we ain't charging yet, not for those.
Yeah,
But it's
that'd be
a
dope.
really good
And people be
networking
able to speak
opportunity.
out loud like the last time too.
Yeah. I think he's gonna do like his little presentation, and I, be respectful, let him do his whole show and everything he wants to do, and then probably toward the end we'll try to open it up for like discussions. Really like a good networking opportunity, and I'm gonna see if there's I don't see why we couldn't, but we should be able to just do the Zoom live and everything
Yeah.
to the Facebook.
Oh my God, that's vlog style content, right on the long form educational and vlog style. What more could you want? That's beautiful, and we could do it anywhere too, just by hopping on the Zoom. So yeah,
we're doing it free. Yeah. So yeah, if you guys aren't busy, that's 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's all I got.
real
Let me see
spillage.
if I can come in. Hey, we gotta build on some funding aspects. I came across something that's been
So we're gonna get on that private
ringing my ears. You know what I mean? Since while I've been doing my math or whatever, I'm listening to this guy talk, and I'm like, hold up, bro. There's some things I've been missing real fast. I mean, I might have to go. You know,
yeah, we're gonna get private. We're gonna do
we
the
gotta
private
talk.
recording. Yeah, I'll send you that video too, man. I actually paid myself $14.95 an hour right here on the basement, just clicking back and forth, and like it was like I was up to like $12 after 30 minutes, and I was like, oh shit, that's way better than minimum wage. I was like, and the coolest part, right, is that was extra money. So that was just the transaction fees that added up in my wallet from collateralizing, repaying, borrowing, collateralizing, repay. So I'm already adjusting my loans and structuring everything out. So I'm making sure that I'm producing profit while producing profit doing it. So it was pretty cool. I couldn't believe it. Like I was like, holy shit, that was 49 minutes in, bro, and I was at $14.95 and in 49 minutes. So
That's
that's
dope.
like,
That's dope.
even if I wasn't adjusting the loan that was paying me, like I was still $14.95 an hour, like in the basement, chilling.
Yeah. I was sitting there watching my loans move right in front of me or whatever. I was like, shit, these shit is moving right in front of me. You know what I mean? So I
Bro,
just been moving, collateralizing, you know what I mean? Just like locking the debt in, you feel what I'm saying? Just kind of locking the value in as it goes up. You know what I mean? To those moves. It's pretty dope.
Nathan made like $800 yesterday on Buck Finance.
I know y'all see my folks' finance when I was sharing my screen at the top. You feel me? Got to keep it going.
Where I ain't see it, but I gotta go back, man. I gotta go back.
Yeah, I don't even know. I got mine like spread out a little bit, and I moved some of it from that to the exchange and everything. But I still got, man, those leverage loans. It's crazy. I got that one leverage loan. I've already I borrowed all of it and then paid it off, and then like reduced all the collateral back to the wallet, and I'm still at like a 30% like gain. Like, and there's no money in it, and it's still going up. I don't even know how I did it. It's crazy.
The only thing I could do from my end right now without the VPN is the ultra stake. You feel what I'm saying? That's how I turned the $2 into like $10. You feel what I'm saying? With the ultra stake real fast. But I think I'm gonna try to play with my VPN to try to do the other one. Because that's what I want to do. I want to do the other one because I think that one is the way it works. Like I feel like it works. Like if I had that $10 and I ultra stake it, that joint turned to 100. And then I started doing the private banking thing. Are you kidding me?
And then what you could do too is see, the cool thing is like when you go, it don't have like an option on those leverage loans to add collateral once you set it up, unless it's the collateral of those. But what you could do is you can go to I'll tell you this when we do this private class because we on NFT Tuesday. We're gonna go ahead and end this, y'all, and then I'm gonna get with you in just a few months, and me we're gonna run up the private banking, bro. All right,
NFT Tuesdays, baby. That was a good one. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
We did our
$1
thing.
million worth of game. $1 million worth of game plus.
All right, y'all have a good one. Tune in, man. Hit the WealthWave up. Hit Mozzie's Facebook up. You know, check out the Algo FOMO. Check out WealthWave. Check out Block Cycle Lab. Member services.